Thank you, sir. Well, the Leafs have won the last 3 games, and during that 3-game winning streak, they've outscored opponents 9-1 at even strength. Starting goaltenders brought to you by Intact Insurance Company. You're back. Bit of a surprise, sort of. James Reimer gets the start. And he is a career 1-1-0 against the Coyotes. At the other end, Mike Smith, career 3-1-2 with a 2.41 goals against average against Toronto. Talked to Dave Tippett beforehand, and to state the obvious, he says we need a lot more from Smith.
Yeah, they need a lot more from Smith, and they're not getting a lot in front of them going on either, as they haven't done a nice job defending. A good opportunity for the Toronto Maple Leafs to get on this group early and see if they can get pucks to the net and go to the net, as a lot of the goals in Phoenix have been going in from the crease-in area.
Well, and here you go, after Randy Carlyle juggled the lines around, much talked about, he's juggled them a little bit more. We see out there Kessel, Bozak, and now the quick switch right off the face-off. So he pulls a fast one right off the bat. And this is Phaneuf moving it up. Phaneuf up on the boards there. Van Riemsdyk lets it coast in. Bozak was up there, and back out come the Coyotes. Phaneuf. Starting lineups brought to you by Sale, the Canadian outdoor superstore in Burlington, Etobicoke, Oshawa, and Vaughan. You can see them going by at the top of your screen. Puck dumped towards the front of the net. Off of Reeder's skate. He's number 8 out there for Phoenix. Puck comes in. Smith steers that away. Reeder coming up from the minors. Scoring a goal. Looked great on his debut with Phoenix this season in Washington.
Now twice the Leafs have shot the puck in right to Smith, who's one of the better puck handling goalies in the National Hockey League. They got to stay away from that.
Scored a goal last year. Puck knocked back. It rolls around. Erat had it knocked away from him. It comes up, and just a bridge too far for Kessel that time. It came to Smith, and he clears it away forcefully. Back up along the boards. Erat gets it in over the line, and back there to rescue it is Gardner for the Leafs. Gets it up around the boards. Kessel trying to chip it out. Erat knocks it down. Ricochets it up and ahead for Hansel in the corner. Hansel's got some company. Morgan Riley watching him. Down back of the net. Klinkhammer looking towards the front, but had his pocket picked, and the Leafs will start back out. It rolls around. Winnick couldn't break his own blue line. Erat with it. He's had a good shift for Phoenix, and he will loft it towards the goal and head over to the bench. A good effective shift for Erat. Meanwhile, puck up along the wall. Korpikoski dancing around down in the corner. Korpikoski trying to work it back towards the blue line. Picked up. It comes to Gardner for the Leafs. Under some pressure. Gets it around onto the stick of Morgan Riley. Cross ice pass. Doesn't find a receiver. And it'll roll down. And an icing call against the Leafs. Tonight's Keys to the Game brought to you by Tim Hortons, official coffee of the NHL.
Well, the Phoenix Coyotes have had a terrible time in first period, so they got to be much better in that area. And that net presence I talked about, they've got to go to the net, Toronto, as Phoenix has been giving up a lot of goals from the crease in. They've had difficulty taking players in front of their own cage.
Puck cleared up around. Korpikoski couldn't get his stick on it. Puck just chipped out towards the line. Booted back up by Gormley. Into the lineup tonight, number 33 back there in the left point for Phoenix, just called up from the minors. As Dave Tippett juggles around, Tippett looking to find a key that will unlock a door to a little bit of success in the early season, certainly defensively where they've struggled.
And a couple of icings there, and the Leafs have to be a little bit careful as fresh bodies come out for the Phoenix Coyotes. The goals against from 15 feet in, the save percentage rather on Mike Smith from 15 feet in is .738 at the moment, their save percentage. So he has really had trouble from 15 feet in this year so far, and that's way below the league average.
Arizona maybe have struggled defensively, but one area where they've excelled is on face-off. Second best face-off percentage in the league, 54.6%. This is Yandel. Excellent offensive defenseman. 10 power play points. Chips the puck up there along the boards. It rolls around. Reeder trying to come out of his own zone. Moves it up and ahead. Doan, the veteran, is overlooking for it. It comes to Murphy. In over the line. He just walked it in and chipped it up deep. Vermette coming up there after it, and he got tied up, and the puck is cleared down the ice, and this will be another icing call.
This period brought to you by Toyota. Toyota's year-end countdown is on now at a Toyota dealer near you.
Well, you mentioned the Coyotes. You mentioned the Coyotes with strong face-offs. You can't be icing the puck if you're playing against a team that's good at the face-off dot in the offensive zone.
Vitale up there in the face-off. Vitale against Santorelli off the face-off. Puck comes back to the line. Phoenix winning that draw. Gormley trying to clear it in. Puck rolls around. Holland will come out for the Leafs. Zips it across. Komarov. And chips it back in. Carlisle hollering to make a change, and he does so now. Long pass came up in the wing there for Crombeen. He couldn't reel it in. He's number 44 after the puck now in the corner. Tried to center it. Got it out there. Turning at an awkward angle was Brandon McMillan, and he chipped it wide of the goal. Puck cleared out. Stone will fire it back in. Polak chops at it. Gets it up ahead. Ashton chops his way in over the blue line. Tries to get a wrist shot in. Rebound was sitting right there. And on the little flyby, a swing at it from Sam Carrick. He's got it now. Takes another shot. This one missing well wide of the mark. Riley with it. Clears it back in. Carrick parks himself down in the corner as they try to get something going in terms of the cycle. Ashton up there as well. He goes back to the blue line, and it gets away from Riley, and he's got company as he comes back. Got there first and chipped it away. Had Klinkhammer right in his back pocket. Erat moves it across. Hansel in over the line, dumped it across and heads for the net. Now he's going to catch up with it here back of the goal. Stolen by Gardner, who clears it off the boards. It got by Ashton, goes down the ice. No icing on the play. Smith will park it there. And both teams make some changes. Coming up on 5 minutes into this one. 2 shots on goal for the Leafs, none for the Coyotes. Puck cleared up and deflected up around back. Smith out to play it. Up there quickly for the Leafs was Van Riemsdyk, but couldn't generate any kind of pressure. The puck coming back out. Bodker plays it across. That's knocked down. Clarkson chips it outside the blue line. And in turn, chipped right back in. Franson ricochets it up ahead. Bodker got there. Cleared up. Driving up to the corner. Reeder looking around. He's going to get some support now from Gagne. Gagne in the corner. And now picked up by Bozak. And Bozak will clear it out. Knocked down. McCulloch got it up ahead. And his teammate Shane Doan zips it back in. Reeder. Puck dumped out towards the front of the net. McCulloch will pick it up here. Just digs it around back of the goal. Reeder looking, using that net as an extra man here, trying to get some kind of position. Still with it. Squirts it all the way back out to the blue line. Wrist shot comes in. Reeder was going towards the front of the goal, looking for a loose puck. Doan now with it. Doan steps out towards the front. Puck knocked down. And lunging at it there was Clarkson with the extra effort to get it out. But Phoenix regrouping quickly. Doan creeping along the board, shooting. Rebound in front. They chip away at it. A broken stick going into the net, but that's about it, and we get a stoppage. Reimer is tested, holds onto it. 13:52 to go in the first period.
Well, what an asset is Mike Smith in terms of his puck handling. I mean, he can break his team out all the time by his tremendous puck handling. And as a coach, you love a goalie that can do this. Every once in a while, he's going to make a mistake, and sometimes it's a glaring one. But coaches often forget all the terrific plays he makes to break his team out. And so far in this game, there's a high-risk play through the middle. It works for Smith, and the Leafs can't forecheck. They're having a difficult time because of the tremendous puck handling by Smith so far already in this game.
I mentioned earlier he scored a goal last season, an excellent puck handler.
And you know, he'll screw up once in a while. He'll throw one through the middle, but there's so many great things he does with it, you got to overlook that.
There's Klinkhammer along the boards. Gets it down low. Murphy. Klinkhammer couldn't handle it. Zipping up there quickly as Erat taps it around back of the goal. Smith must have just been dying in the game against Washington the other night. It was Dubnyk who played the game. Smith was on the bench, and there was a tantalizing empty net there for the last couple of minutes because the Capitals were pressing for the tying goal. McCulloch Taps it up. Polak looking for it, knocked away from him, and this is Riley for the Leafs as the Leafs make some changes.
Pretty low energy start so far. Phoenix coming off a road trip with a time change coming home for their first game at home. Normally that affects the team, and of course the Leafs, their first game on the road coming west, and now we got the first penalty of the game, and it'll be a hook.
It will be a hooking call, and let's see who the guilty party is. It is going to go against Phoenix as McMillan heads to the box, and the Leafs will get their first chance of the game on the power play.
And Dave Tippett won't like this play. This is a lazy play through the neutral zone and a hook from behind when there was plenty of defensive support on the rush chance.
Leafs 20th in the league on the power play heading into this game, 16.7%, 0 for 3 against Chicago on the weekend.
Arizona 27th in the PK.
And they were 1 for 3 in the PK against Washington in their last game.
And I haven't said Phoenix yet.
No.
It's going to happen.
Puck comes across. Gardner walks it up, looking towards the front of the net, down there deep. Plays it around. Van Riemsdyk parked just off the edge of the crease. Bozak also out there. Comes back to Gardner. Cranks one. Tipped right on goal. Smith made the save. Comes back out to Gardner again. Bangs it up off the boards. Hustling over there is Kessel. Back out for Gardner. Nice tip pass over to Franson. Drops it down low. Traffic in front. Kessel was open over on the weak side, but they couldn't get it through to him. And shorthanded up in over the line is Vermette, and just takes a bit of a haphazard chop at it. The Leafs will regroup. Bozak slides it across. Kessel up there with Van Riemsdyk. Tried to get it across there for Bozak, and play whistled down. Another penalty coming up. A high stick.
It'll be a 5-on-3, I believe, here. Is it Van Riemsdyk who gets the stick in the face? It'll either be 2 or 4 minutes. And so a huge opportunity here for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and there's the stick that goes right up and clips Van Riemsdyk. And Irak will be the culprit. And before that, a pretty good redirect on the play from Bozak, and that's one area where, as I mentioned, the Coyotes have had some issues.
Kessel, Bozak, Van Riemsdyk up front, and this two-man advantage, which will last for about a minute. So lots of room and lots of time for the Leafs. Phaneuf in over the blue line, and he will drive up towards the corner. Looking around, he's got Van Riemsdyk out there. Kessel was open. That was Franson who fell. Puck comes up. Kessel waits. Phaneuf. Franson. Looking, waiting, passing. Kessel eyeing the situation. Got it over for the one-timer, and a swing and a miss there from Phaneuf as the stick let him down. He heads to the bench to get a new one. Leafs will keep the pressure on. Kessel all the way out. Look, shoots, tipped up over top of the goal. That was Van Riemsdyk, parked just off the edge of the crease. The hands not quite soft enough that time.
And that's the area, like I mentioned, that the Leafs have been working on here early in this game. Van Riemsdyk, he's most effective right in front of the net on the tip, and this one hits the shaft of his stick on the Kessel shot. And Smith gets a bit of a break as it goes right out of play.
18 seconds to go in the two-man advantage. And there will be just under a minute to go in a one-man advantage for the Leafs. So great opportunity here. Puck comes back, and Franson couldn't get untangled.
Franson better get his skates sorted out, or he's toe picking or something. I mean, that's twice now. He just plain fell.
Holland moves it up, comes back out. Phaneuf not able to keep it in. And Phaneuf moves it over, and then it hits Franson's skate. First penalized player back on. That's McMillan out of the box. It's now a one-man advantage for Toronto.
Franson's got the snowshoes on at the moment here. I'm not sure what's going on with his blade. Yeah, he's having a look at right now.
On the way up, Kadri comes in over the blue line. Up there with Holland. Puck worked back. Top of the point for Riley. Works it back out. Puck smoked there by Gardner. Couldn't quite find the mark. Gardner and Riley both poised back there at the point as the Leafs work it around down low. Clarkson is out by the circle. Coming out in front as he moved in was Riley, and he just fired it wide. That was the play. Riley moved in. Everything worked. but for the finish.
Puck ended up a little tight to his body, and he couldn't quite get his hands in order to find the shot to hit the net. He got jammed a little bit on the shot. Look out!
And out of the box, and in on goal is Erat. Big chance! Shooting and a big save! Oh my, as Reimer dragged that pad out there and took it away after Martin Erat stepped out of the box. He was out of the box and into the mix. Visions of a goal dancing in his eyes, but no, sir. If you like sunny skies and lots to do, this isn't a bad place to come to watch a hockey game. Follow Sportsnet on Twitter for real-time scores and highlight video updates from around the league every game night. At Sportsnet, the new home of the NHL.
One more look at the save. Erat, a bouncing puck, which he has to catch up to. Reimer with a good second effort as he grabs pad, throws it out to the right side, stayed right with Erat all the way in.
Komarov set to take off there with Santorelli. Holland. And turned over, scores! Gagne!
Leafs have been having a difficult time in their own zone, seem to getting out clean. And on this play here, they come from behind the net. Gardner just lets up for that split second. And a little reverse here from Holland. Dumps it back to his D-man, and Gardner just fans on it. Some good pressure. And Gagne, he got his first goal the last game as a Phoenix Coyote. Gets his second here as he makes no mistake on a real nice feed at Korbakovsky.
Well, no wonder Gagne's smiling. He got off to a terrible start. First 10 games of the season, he did not score a goal. But as you pointed out, Greg, he got one on Sunday against Washington. He comes out here and keeps the streak going. He'll take it. And Phoenix right back in and pressuring the veteran Shane Doan, really working it down there. Couldn't quite come up with the puck that time. And the puck cleared down. Panik up there for the Leafs.
Jake Gardner there, he just let up when he felt the pressure.
Panik is in front looking for the pass. It was just by him.
And he lifted up, and when he lifted up, Coyotes took advantage of it.
And the puck zipped in on goal there just as they came in over the blow line. That was Michael Stone, right on goal and stopped and held by Reimer.
Well, Gagne was a rumor of trade rumors for quite some time as Edmonton, the former first-round pick. He was traded to the Lightning, and then immediately the next day traded to Phoenix. And as you mentioned, Paul, a bit of a tough start here getting settled, but he has gained some confidence in the last couple of games with another big one for his team to open the scoring here tonight.
6th overall pick in 2007. Gagne was. Puck rolls around. Comes back out there for McCulloch. Fires it in. Bit of traffic in front. Erat couldn't get a stick on it. Puck cleared out. Pardon me, that was Hansel down in front. Puck comes up. And Hansel will come down the middle. They come up on the wing to Erat. Churning his way towards the corner. Erat up there. Klinkhammer in to help out. Hansel couldn't win it, and the Leafs starting back. Kadri wins the blue line. He's got Kessel up there with him. Winnick as well. Winnick, number 26, up there trying to chase it down. Gardner bats it up towards the corner. Winnick looking around and picked up by Hansel. Chips it up along the boards. Gardner squeezed in. Good job to keep it in. Then he fired it towards the goal. Got away from him a little bit. But a nice effort from Gardner to try to keep the drive alive. He's got it again as he cruises in. Gardner played it across. The pass was behind Bozak. And ricocheted out. Yandel plays it up around the boards. And away comes Gagne. Wheeling and dealing across center. Gets it up ahead. Trying to punch it in there was Bodker from the wing. Yandel not able to keep it in. Bodker overskated it. Pass came across. Riley couldn't catch up to it for the Leafs. And a bit of a ruck there at the blue line. Puck comes back in. This is Gagne looking towards the front of the net. Gagne in there deep. Bodker was up on the play, but couldn't get it to him. This is Riley for Toronto. Tips it off the boards. Just under 7 minutes to go, first period. Leafs down 1-0 on a terrible giveaway that Sam Gagne took advantage of.
Leafs are having a very difficult time with the forecheck of Phoenix, and at the moment all Phoenix is doing is getting on them in a hurry. And that first pass out of the zone has been difficult. There's another example for the Toronto Maple Leafs in this first period.
And
they're flat.
Icing call on the Leafs, 6:28 to go in this first period. And it's just that simple from what you see. They're just getting on top of them quickly.
Yeah, quickly, and then the puck support isn't there, and they can't get out of their zone.
Vermette coming up on the draw here. And he's going to win it back for, well, thought he was for Stone, but Stone then got the better part and backed out. Komarov coming down. Komarov gets a run into the sand there along the board, sort of lost his momentum. Franson. Vermette watching him. Komarov flipped it across the middle, and almost pouncing on that was Vitali. Puck played in, chest high, juggled there by Reimer, and he is going to hang on to it. 5:48 to go in the first period. This is Molson Canadian Leafs hockey on Sportsnet. Back in a moment.
Molson Canadian Leafs hockey. Brought to you by Molson Canadian, die-hard fan and proud partner of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, the Leafs are 3-0-1 on the road this year, making it probably a little bit more fun for traveling fans. Although a lot of Canucks down here in this part of North America, a lot of people have second homes down in this neck of the woods, including Cliff Fletcher. Saw walking down the hallway a little bit earlier. Leafs with 3 shots on goal so far, and Phoenix with 6. And up, Panik just hangs back. Carrick up there forechecking as well for the Leafs. Polak knocked his man down, and puck cleared down the ice. McMillan up after it. McMillan rubbed out there by Riley. He's going to get a little bit of help. And then Vitali in there, number 14, trying to work it loose along the board. And he does for Phoenix. Gets it back towards the blue line. Yandel whipped it across, trying to snowshoe his way in there was Murphy, but he got tied up. Now it comes back out. Vitali with a shot, knocked down. Bouncing puck picked up. Crombeen cut across. Catches up to it in the corner. Chipped it back across. Again, the Leafs really having trouble with Phoenix's forechecking. Pardon me, Arizona's forechecking. You won the pool.
Pay up.
That'll be one frosty one for you afterwards.
Absolutely. It's not over yet.
Puck comes across. Erat skates up after it, tips it back there for McCulloch. Cleared it in, knocked away from Reimer. Scores! Erat.
This is a play from behind the net that he ends up knocking the puck in off James Reimer. And again, just a harmless looking play, a puck thrown towards the net, and Erat throws it to the center it. And when he does that, he starts the play off. Little touchback goes behind the net, and he'll bank it right there. I believe it'll hit Robidoux and then go right into the net. And Reimer can't get back in time, and the Coyotes already up here 2-0. The Leafs with just 3 shots on goal in this first period.
It took Erat 50 games to score his first goal last year. He has 4 already this season. Albeit that one, not exactly the highlight film variety, but we'll take it. And a 2-0 lead for Arizona. Puck cleared up. Doan after it. And Doan up to the line. It was pushed back there by Phaneuf. Now pushed back in by McCullough.
This is an Arizona team that has been outscored 17-7 in first periods. And the Maple Leafs have not taken advantage of that, obviously, in this period. Here's another example of Smith handling the puck, and out go to Phoenix. Arizona team, 1-1.
Coming down in, moving it ahead is Yandel. Big shot fired up around the boards as Yandel walked it in, got it down low. Trying to work it out in front. There was Murphy. Doan couldn't get to it. Puck along the boards. Murphy moves back up, pushes it into the corner. Back of the goal. Doan trying to get loose. Now he's waiting for it. The veteran Doan giving a bit of a workover by Phaneuf. The puck comes out. Picked up there by Van Riemsdyk, and he just lofts it down the ice. Yandel. Just over 3 minutes to go in this opening period. Leafs with 3 shots on goal. Coyotes with 10 and 2 goals. Gagne trying to chase it down in the corner. Here's Gardner. Under some pressure, Gardner got it up ahead. Kamarad coming out for the Leafs. Chips it up there along that left side. Tries to come in, and the play disintegrates offside. Santorelli was a bit ahead.
Well, we'll take one more look at this goal, and a fluke for sure. Robidas, I mean, what are you going to do? He's just standing there. The original play, just a little give and go back. McCullough with the shot. And just off the boot and in, and Reimer with no chances. He's trying to get back into the net after the original play.
Gardner rings it in. Panik up after it. Nice little move to knock it down. Ashton was parked there in front, but they couldn't get it to him. And the puck cleared down the ice. And an icing call on Phoenix.
This period brought to you by Toyota. Toyota's year-end countdown is on now at a Toyota dealer near you.
Well, the Maple Leafs flew down here yesterday. They had a very difficult practice and did not skate this morning, which I thought was the right move, but I'm sure Randy Carlyle at the moment is saying, man, I'm going to have to skate these guys every day the way they've started in this game.
It has started a trend, but I don't know whether it will continue or to what extent it will, but the tradition of the morning skate, more and more of them becoming optional, especially when you get thicker into the season. And the thought just being it's such a long year, you play so many games, that the guys need all that extra time on the ice.
Well, we're getting right into now that a lot of teams are getting into these sleep doctors and realizing that guys need a lot more sleep than they often get with the schedule the way it is in the National Hockey League. The Phoenix Coyotes are just under 50,000 miles this year traveled. That's the most in the National Hockey League. So Dave Tippett certainly has to be very aware of his travel and his practicing and how he goes about that. Phoenix went the other way. They traveled yesterday. They didn't practice. They had a quick morning skate this morning, had a day off yesterday, and that's the way they went.
Bozak, Castle, and Winnick out there for the Leafs. Combinations played very well the last couple of games. Klinkhammer pulled down as he went to the corner. That's going to be a penalty. I believe Robidas is going to go off. Puck sitting loose there at the side. It's touched by a Leafs player, and now we will sort out the penalty situation. And indeed, it will be Robidas heading off, and Phoenix will get a chance on the power play.
And again, a play where you're not moving your feet. You get caught out of position, and that's been the story of this first period for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They have been a step behind the entire period.
Vermette, Doan, and Bodker out on the power play. So Tobias Reeder gets, I want to say, pulled off the power play, but he's not on the line for the power play. They prefer to put out Bodker. And this is Winnick, shorthanded, chips it in, goes after his own rebound off the boards, couldn't quite catch up to it. Now he's got it in the corner, and Vermette watching him, and nice work up there by Winnick to eat up some time, play the puck back out. That was Bodker there. Now flying up towards the corner. Trying to set up there. Yandel, very good offensive defenseman up there deep. Puck comes across to Ekman Larsson. Gets it back, top of the point. Doan was ready to smoke it on goal. Now he's got it here. Doan back for Yandel. And offside was Ekman Larsson.
You get Larsson and Yandel on the point in the power play. They play the majority of the power play for the Phoenix Coyotes in the back end. And it's had good success so far this year. It's fourth in the National Hockey League, the power play. And normally they just like to blast it from the point, get some pretty good traffic in front, and a nice block by Winnick, who's been doing that all year for Toronto, killing penalties.
And that was Doan back at the point for that play because Yandel had jumped all the way up into the rush and was behind the net trying to dig the puck loose. But normally that would be a Yandel shot.
And he's got a blast.
10 points in the power play heading into this game. Led the team in scoring the last 2 seasons. One of the 4 defensemen to lead his team in scoring last year. Up along the boards, Hansel works it back towards the blue line. Ekman Larsson takes it over on the right point, steps up, tried to get the shot away, turns back. Fired in there by Yandel. After it is Gagne. Gagne looks around, gets it to Irak. Comes back out, and lunging at it was Yandel, but there was no way he was keeping that in.
That's a break, as Van Riemsdyk had a broken hockey stick and he was trying to get to the bench to get a new one.
Final few seconds will tick down, and Arizona's power play will carry over into period number 2. After 1, shots on goal, 10-3 in favor of Arizona, and they lead by a score of 2-0. That is the story through 1. Let's send you back now to Darren Millard. Welcome back in the Coyotes Arena, actually in an area called Glendale, which is about a half hour, 40 minutes from Phoenix, depending on what the traffic is like, and quite a built-up area, lots of bars, restaurants, a nice place to come and check out a hockey game. Let's go down to ice level. Chris and Chris.
Thanks very much, Paul. Yeah, Chris, Leo Komarov, he's making quite an impression in his second stint with the Maple Leafs, but it wasn't a foregone conclusion that he'd be back with them, was it?
Absolutely not. You know, Leo told me it was only a couple days, or a day in fact, away from testing free agency, and he was seriously looking at or thinking about other options. And what made the big difference, in addition to a very generous 4-year offer from the Leafs, is the fact that Dave Nonis traveled over to Finland and had dinner with him in Helsinki on a Sunday night. Leo said there was only one restaurant open because it's quiet there then, and that made a huge difference. They told him he'd get a bigger role, and we've seen that so far this season. He's playing more minutes and making a meaningful contribution.
All right, for the Phoenix Coyotes, Antoine Vermette, he's coming off of a 3-point game on Sunday. He's a guy that we really don't hear a lot about, but that's going to change.
It certainly will in the next few months, because Antoine Vermette is an unrestricted free agent to be this summer. And as long as he doesn't have the contract extension, he's going to be talked about at the trade deadline as a possible veteran centerman to add to other teams. And further to that, if he doesn't sign another deal coming in July 1st, he's going to be one of the big names. And you know, I spoke with him today, and he's not entirely comfortable with this. He would have preferred to have his contract situation dealt with this summer, but unfortunately that didn't happen, and he is in limbo.
Well, I'm sure he's comfortable, though, that his team has a 2-goal lead right now. Paul?
All right, thanks, Chris. Leafs 1-4-1 when the opponent scores first. And of note, while we're looking at stats, Toronto went 206 minutes and 20 seconds between allowing even strength goals, and then it was Arizona popping 2 of them in the first period.
Yeah, and the shot attempts in that first period, to give you an idea of how poor the Leafs were, 19 for Phoenix, 8 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So shots towards the net, shots on goal, and shots blocked. Certainly 19-8 is not a good number that you want to hear if you're a Leaf fan after 1.
So we will start this period off, a 20-second power play for Arizona. And up along the boards, that was Bodker, who blew a wheel, lost the puck, and it's cleared down the ice. 10 seconds to go in the remnants of the Arizona power play. And Keith Yandel right down the middle, lots of room, hits the line, snaps one in, comes off the glass. He tried to swoop in there and claim it. It'll bounce around. Vermette looking for it. Penalized player back in the ice to teams at even strength, but the Coyotes will keep attacking. Chipped up by Murphy, now knocked down. Murphy corrals it here in the neutral zone and plays it all the way back for Yandel. Yandel pass up there to the blue line. Vermette was coming down the middle. Puck wristed in on goal. Erat let it go. And his stick broke and he heads back to the bench as the puck is fired down and an icing call on Toronto.
Well, were the Phoenix Coyotes just that good, or were the Leafs that bad in period number 1? You take a look at these giveaways, though, and Phoenix did a very nice job on their puck pursuit. Bad change here creates another bad situation for the Toronto Maple Leafs. A chance to score, but time and time again on the puck pursuit or the giveaways. This was one coming out of the penalty box here. Had a good save by Reimer on the breakaway in that one. Again, puck pursuit ended up in a giveaway in the Toronto zone. They couldn't make 2 passes in period number 1.
Off the face-off now. Erat into the corner. Hansel hanging back. It just went by him. Comes to the blue line. Ekman Larsson trying to fire it in. Played it across. Puck fired there. It was tipped and bounced down. Reimer got a piece of it, and it wobbled wide of the goal. Phaneuf trying to control things back of his own net. Swooping in there is Erat. Plays it back to the blue line. McCulloch gets it across. Ekman Larsson fires it in. Bounces wide. And the Coyotes really swarming. Long pass up there from Smith. So good at handling that puck. It'll bounce around. Erat looking for it. Pokes it up ahead. Scurrying in over the blue line there. And firing it up was Klinkhammer. And it's grabbed and held by Reimer.
Intact Insurance, proud to partner with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
So is it the speed? Is it the passing? What is it that Phoenix is doing that has the Leafs on their back foot?
Well, they've been in a hurry in the Leaf defense, and they haven't been able to handle it. And the Leafs, frankly, are just not sharp so far in this game. And they got to get some energy here in a hurry.
Well, let's see if the big line can spark it. Win it up there into the corner. Out there with Kessel. Puck rolls around, and Kessel with it here. Looking in towards the front of the net. Puck snapped in by Polak. That was knocked down. Kessel looking for Bozak. And the puck played out of harm's way by Reeder.
And Paul, the good news for the Maple Leafs is Phoenix gives up a ton of goals. They're the 30th worst goals against the National Hockey League, dead last, number 1, and they can blow leads. They almost did it in Washington after they had a comfortable 5-3 lead the other night and almost lost the game.
Little turnover there. Kessel slides it up. Polak walks in. Polak, sharp angle shot. Nice save by Smith. He stayed with it, got the blocker on it. Puck comes down, rolls around. Passed across. Moving right in with a chance there was Van Riemsdyk in a scramble in front, and it's covered up. Oh, I thought Van Riemsdyk was in a great position to finish off.
And there's a much better shift now as Kessel gets put on with Bozak and Van Riemsdyk. And a good low work down here. Going to the net. There's the initial chance by Polak, and then the second chance here, Van Riemsdyk with the centering pass to Bozak. Good work by Smith to get back and just stretch out. This is a desperate save, but he finds enough room. And Murphy, the youngster, does a nice job tying up Bozak in front of the net also.
The reason I thought Van Riemsdyk was going to pull the trigger rather than pass it is because he's so good in tight like that. His hands are so good. We've seen him score so many goals in tight with his ability to get it up into the roof. But not that time.
Nice to see Connor Murphy in the league. Of course, his father was Gord Murphy. Played a lot of years in the National Hockey League, and Connor learned to skate in Florida and learned the game when his dad played for the Florida Panthers.
And Shane Doan, speaking of playing a lot of years in the National Hockey League, he goes back so far with this franchise that his rookie season was actually in Winnipeg with the Jets before they moved them down into Phoenix.
38 years old, and last year still 23 goals, and a big part of the offense for the Phoenix Coyotes. He's got a couple of big goals the other night in Washington.
He's from Manitoba, but he played his junior hockey in Kamloops, and like so many guys do, he got attached to that beautiful place, and he lives there now. He goes back in the summer. Puck comes up around and out. Franson banks it over. McCulloch back to pick it up.
Much better start to this period for Toronto.
They just seem to have a little bit more jump in the offensive zone. McCulloch looking for Vermette. Puck sitting there loose. Cleared back in there by Bozak. McCulloch looking for a bit of help. It's going to come up along the boards. Reeder under some pressure. Clarkson was on him. Puck chipped out. Clarkson tips it up down towards the corner. Komarov scooting up there after it. Couldn't get to the puck, but he finished his check, gave his man a bump. Now Komarov up there again, bumps into his man. Can't on him to do that. Hustling up after it, McMillan. And couldn't turn the corner and has run into the boards. He got tangled up there going in with Polak. Vitale chops it up to the corner. And a bit of trouble there for Gormley, not able to keep it in.
Arizona Coyotes are...
A new season, a new game, a million reasons to play. Play the new Sportsnet Fantasy Hockey Pool on sportsnet.ca for your chance to win $1 million or a VIP trip for two to a 2015-16 NHL regular season game. It's free, easy to play. Get started today at sportsnet.ca/fantasy. Puck tipped up by Robidas around back of the net. Panik going after it. And Panik can't quite chase it down. Robidas there was rubbed out along the boards. Puck comes outside the line, shoveled back in. That was Carrick who cleared it in. Puck comes along the boards. Carrick digging after it there, but couldn't win it. Klinkhammer comes out, got it across, zipping down the wing. Big shot off the stick of Stone, and the rebound coming out and knocked back out to the neutral zone. Panik played it across. Puck comes up on the wing. Ashton rubbed out there along the boards. Yandel was all over him. Hansel crisply up to Yandel. And he will saucer that one down into the corner. Back to tag it up is Phaneuf for the Leafs. Phaneuf up for Franson. Back to the Leaf captain. Being watched warily by Korpikoski. Yandel plays it over. This is Bodker in over the blue line, and that's broken up by Franson. Got it over along the boards and just chipped out. Smith. And belaboring the point, but he's just so good at moving that puck up the ice.
He's fun to watch. I mean, he makes so many plays for the Arizona defense.
Puck played up ahead, in over the blue line. Gagne, who has a goal. He scored now the last two games for Arizona. Lost that puck. Here comes Kessel moving in. Kessel cuts across. Waits, he gets loose. Gets a shot away, hit a leg, comes back out. And it's knocked down and controlled, and back the other way. Quickly comes Yandel. Yandel in over the blue line, and then he will just gingerly, ever so gently, feather it down, and play is whistled down at the line. 13:55 to go in the second period. Coyotes still lead 2-0. Molson Canadian Leafs hockey returns in a moment.
Keith Yandel, an offensive player. He leads all defensemen in shots so far this year, although it's early in the season. And when you shoot the puck, you get points. And Yandel right up there on top of the heap in terms of defenseman point leaders. And you wouldn't think of that. Of course, in Arizona, you don't get the exposure that you might in some of the other markets. And of course, no surprise that Carlson, the Ottawa Senators, is #1 in that area.
4 defensemen led their team in scoring last year. Carlson, Yandel, Weber, and Kronwall. Puck up ahead, trying to come in. And Bodker was able to cut it off. Clarkson zips it up there. That was Bozak who had the chance, and he's trying to fish the puck down now, but couldn't get to it. Puck comes right in front. Vermette, big chance, and he scores. Vermette missing on the initial opportunity, not the follow-up.
Well, this starts way up in the neutral zone here as Morgan Rielly gets caught pinching without support. Clarkson goes for the big hit instead of coming behind him. That creates the 2-on-1. The missed shot originally, and then Van Riemsdyk puts it right back on Vermette's stick. And when he does that, Vermette gets it, just whips it around, and Reimer chases the initial shot, goes down, leaves his feet. There's the giveaway, and Reimer can't get back in time. And it's 3-0, and it's one of those nights where everything is going wrong for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Vermette, the team MVP 1 year ago for Arizona and showing some nice early season form.
So you got a bad pitch. You have no support. You got a giveaway on the 2-on-1 afterwards. And then your goalie goes down early on the initial play and can't get back. So it's a comedy of errors for the Maple Leafs here in this game so far.
A hat trick of hurt. And the puck comes in here, and Reimer will grab it and hang on.
And one thing about Vermette, if he's going to be a free agent and get out in the market, teams will look at this, as he's been very durable of late for this hockey team here in Arizona and in his career.
Good, reliable face-off man as well. Puck comes back. Murphy worked it over. Long shot comes in. Reimer knocks that away. It came off the stick of Yandel. Didn't get a lot on it. Now Yandel opening himself up over on the left side, but meanwhile coming in is Bodker. Snaps one that was blocked at the defense. Panik got in front of it. And now this is Franson, and he's under siege. Gets it to Phaneuf. Phaneuf up along the boards. That's Panik without his stick, and then he comes over stickless and now helmetless, and a little jawing with Yandel. It's going to be a penalty out of all of this. And it's Phaneuf trying to get his mitts on Connor Murphy. The initial penalty is going to go against the Leafs, but there may be a subsequent. And looks like there will be.
Just one. Well, not yet. No, you're right, Paul. Here we go.
Well, Panik had the initial one, I think, because he lost his stick and then got a little overzealous here along the boards.
There's the headshot there. And then Daniel doesn't like it much afterwards, and I get it. So they're each going to get 2 minutes.
So offsetting minor. Shots on goal, by the way, 17-4 at this point.
Once in a while I get a kick out of Twitter, and a fan just suggested that we just buy each other a case of beer after us messing up so many times in Phoenix versus Arizona. He's got a good point. So there you go. We're going to have a long night, Paul. I should speak for myself. You've been pretty good.
Well, hanging in there. Although I was first. Ekman Larsson. Now for Hansel. Hansel. Hansel creeping up, and they dropped it back there for Ekman Larsson. Got it across the middle. Erat couldn't hook up with it, and back the other way comes Bozak. He moves it up on the wing. That's Gardner snapping one from the sharp angle. That was stopped. Nice shot by Gardner coming up that left side. Here comes Erat back the other way. In over the line, burrows his way towards the front of the net. Puck comes back for McCulloch. Moves it up. Erat circles out. He's got some room. Shoots. Rising shot is picked off and held by Reimer.
Well, in a 4-on-4 situation, that opens up a little more ice here, and Jake Gardner takes off, joins the attack, a bad angle shot, and Smith's been struggling for his team throughout the season so far. Has not had a lot of help in net for the Arizona Coyotes, but tonight he looks very solid to me, although he has not been tested very often. Just 3 shots for the Leafs in period number 1. 5 total in the game so far. The shots 18-8 now halfway through the second period.
Gormley plays it over. Gormley tucks it up to Vermette, who scored the last goal for Arizona. He dishes off, takes the return feed. Doan parks himself down in front. Shot came through. Doan couldn't quite get his stick on it. Back towards the line again, tucked up. Oh, walking right in from the line with a good low shot on goal was McMillan. Puck will roll along against the boards. Vermette hanging back looking for it. Doan continues to chase to the corner. Doan with Vermette hanging back. And the puck chipped out. Leafs try to get something going, and maybe they will on the power play as Van Riemsdyk was dumped just as he came in over the blue line, and Toronto will get a chance on the man advantage.
Yeah, Gormley just coming up from the American Hockey League. It was a first rounder for the Coyotes, played for Moncton in the Quebec League, and considered a real good prospect, but he's a defenseman. It takes some time to get often young defensemen to where you want them to be, and he gets caught there for tripping. He was a real good junior, I can tell you that. I watched him more than a few times.
29 minutes into the game, 2 shots on goal by Toronto forwards. Puck comes back, Phaneuf works it around. Scores! Phaneuf! His first of the year.
And this is a huge goal for the Maple Leafs, perhaps to give them some momentum. First of all, they win the draw. Get it back on this 4-on-3 situation, and Phaneuf just absolutely rifles it. One touches it, and good traffic in front of the net as well. And I'm not sure Smith saw this, but Phaneuf really caught it. He got all of it. Van Riemsdyk does a terrific job in front screening Smith.
And did he ever? Looking for
did
that.
he get that baby in the sweet spot?
Well, two elements to that. One, the great shot that he got in the sweet spot, and also you could really see it on the low angle, Greg, the great job of screening that Van Riemsdyk did. There's no way Smith saw that.
Not a chance. And let's see if that goal goes right to the Maple Leafs' legs. Well, again, Phoenix will give you goals, so they got to keep with it here.
Here comes Clarkson muscling his way around the outside, plays it back towards the blue line. See if the Leafs can get it going. Good shot in there from Riley. Rebound pops down. Clarkson waiting for it. He's got it. Tries to double back in front. Puck rolling around. They jam away at it. Komarov was there too with a look, and Smith, with a goal line stand, holds it out.
And Van Riemsdyk should be able to cut in front of the net a lot in this game. David Clarkson tries it here, and Komarov, he gets that up an extra foot, and that's a goal. And here's Van Riemsdyk again, like you mentioned, Paul. Look at him take the eyes away from Smith, right in front of him. And then that quick release by Phaneuf on the one-timer, and Smith looked the wrong way, and when he did, the puck went short side on him as he tried to peek through the traffic in front of him.
Puck comes back. Clarkson just slipped out of the way there of Hansel, who was trying to get a bead on him. Comes back down to Clarkson again. He's got company in the form of Murphy. Gets it back out. Puck fired in there by Riley. Knocked away. Puck down in front was Holland looking for a rebound. The puck comes out and back quickly the other way. Erat moves in. Feathers it through. Knifing it on goal was Klinkhammer, and a penalty coming up. Klinkhammer taking that pass on his backhand as he drove in towards the net. And drawing the penalty, Riley will head off. Phoenix power play when we come back. Hockey Night in Canada returning for its 62nd season on more channels with more choice than ever before. Up to 7 nationally televised games every Saturday. Go to sportsnet.ca/schedule to find your game.
Morgan Riley having a bit of a tough second period here as he gets out of position in Kurbakowski, and there's that hook at the last second, and he goes into the penalty box for 2 or less against a very good Phoenix power play, as I mentioned, in period number 1, 4th in the league.
Vermette, Doan, and Bodker out there up front, and back at the blue line. No surprise to see Keith Yandel, who's got that great shot, and Ekman Larson over on the other point.
Well, and you have to respect the defense of the Phoenix Coyotes with the big shot, which opens up the low play for Shane Doan, who loves to work coming out from behind the net and rifle it.
Doan gets it out in front. Ekman Larson had moved in. He fishes around and really couldn't get a handle on it. Now Yandel will back at the left point. works it back across. Ekman-Larsson, top of the point, slides it down low. Doan goes to the front of the net. Bodker is out in the slot. He takes it. Little tip pass back. Ekman-Larsson. Bodker works it up. Doan is still in front. Ekman-Larsson. Yandel. Ekman-Larsson shooting. Rebound in front, and it is covered up by Reimer. Steady as she goes. He makes the save. Good passing. Lots of traffic.
Yeah, well, Bodker, they set this play up on the slot, and they'll play catch here, and that creates some havoc. And then at the end of the day, that opens up the point shot. And Doan's talking to himself because he thought he had an opportunity to get that rebound. It just bounced over a stick. Good work by Reimer to stay with it and find the rebound.
And then Vermette was sort of lurking in the weeds just in behind, looking for a loose puck. Clean up the garbage had it come. This is Yandel. No time for a shot. Moves it up. 1 minute to go in the power play for Arizona. Walking it up. Gagne looks around. He's got one already. Puck in front of the net. Big chance for Hansel. Point blank. Puck comes back out. Yandel works it up quickly. Gagne. Yandel shoots. Knocked down. Went off a leg. Yandel up there to get it. He'll keep it in. Moves it back top of the point. Ekman-Larsson tiptoeing in. Now he'll circle back. Looking around. Back out top of the point for Gagne. Ekman-Larsson throws it over to Yandel. See if he can get in his forehand. Back over for Ekman-Larsson. Moving in. Yandel shoots. Wrist shot. Pushed in. And sailed wide of the target. Gagne. Back for Yandel. Works it over. Ekman-Larsson moves up. No shot there. Back over to the weak side for Gagne. Shooting. Picked off by Reimer. Followed it steady as she goes right into the glove.
Well, it's an impressive looking power play, and it all starts from their back end. And Yandel and Larsson are so good. Ekman-Larsson of playing catch. And this sets up Gagne to give him some room. How about that save from James Reimer? As he finds the puck through traffic. He's already lost his goal stick, as you can see, and that's a big play by him to freeze the puck after the stick was well gone out of his catching or blocker hand.
.15 seconds to go in the power play. Yandel moves it up. Bodker up to the circle, hoses his way through, trying to chop it in front. Penalized player poised to step back on. Yandel fakes a shot, pushed it up for Doan. Sharp angle, no shot there. Yandel shooting! Hit a leg on the way out. And quickly out of the box was Riley. And the pass just missing him. Oh, you know what he was thinking. Out of the box and in with a chance. Leafs up there now trying to apply some pressure. Komarov dug it loose, got back towards the blue line. Robidoux kept it in but gave it away. Back the other way. Bodker moves in. Tried to throw it back. Ekman-Larsson was up there, took a knife at his man on a flyby. Back the other way now. Gardner gets it across. Puck down low, trying to tuck it in. From close in was Van Riemsdyk. And there with the save was Smith. Nice quick break there by the Leafs.
In the last power play, Reimer was talking to the official after he lost his stick. Well, how did that happen? In front of the net here. There's the stick right in front. Reimer trying to, he gets a little battle going on with Hansel. And then Hansel kicks his stick out of his hands, and that's why Reimer said, hey, I mean, he's too tight to me. That's goalie interference.
Bozak back for Robidoux. Here's Kessel. Shoots! Oh, he's got such a great shot, and that one just skipped wide. Van Riemsdyk couldn't win it, and the puck just chipped out. Crombeen and up there looking for it along with McMillan. Puck played up along the boards. Kessel long, rink wide. Bozak closing in. Tried to steer it through for Gardner, who was coming right down the middle. Bozak up in the corner. Kessel just hanging back, seeing if it'll come to him. Van Riemsdyk trying to ferret that puck loose, and no can do. It gets tangled up under McMillan, and we'll get a stoppage.
When you're having a tough night, you need your goalie to keep you hanging around the game. And Reimer, although he's been out of position a couple of times with some bad breaks, in this period he's made a couple of saves which have sort of gone unnoticed. There's one where he hits with a great right pad save, and then Stone walked right into the slot, and there's another right pad save. And those are two very difficult saves that Reimer's made in this second period to keep the Leafs hanging around in this game as they're being outshot 25-12 at the moment.
But some spark after that goal, no doubt. Klinkhammer had it pulled away. Komarov plays it up. Clarkson down low. He'll take it here. Clarkson looks. Komarov's up into the mix. Clarkson, nice little bit of stick handling and pulled the trigger and just missed by a hair or two. Puck rolls along. Clarkson digs it loose. Fired it across in front. Komarov up there buzzing around. So is Holland. Can't get it. And the puck is cleared and play is whistled down. And we've got a penalty coming up as the puck was cleared up out of play.
Before that, Clarkson with some pretty good puck control, good edges, comes around, nice little move on Erat and just misses the far side. Now we've got a discussion here from the officials because Phoenix is saying that this puck hit the glass on the way out and then went out of play. And the officials are not quite sure about it at the moment. And here are the four of them, and this is what they do now, which I like. They all get together and try to get it right. And Phil's saying, hey, it's a penalty. And I think it's going to be a penalty. Yep.
Yeah, judging by the body language of Klinkhammer.
And they don't like it much, Phoenix. They're positive, and Dave Tippett saying, hey, wait a minute, it's not a penalty. Let's have a look. Where does this puck go from here? Can't tell. And where did it land is the interesting part, too. I mean, if it landed up straight over, then it's one thing. If it hit the glass and ended up in the player's bench, it's another. It's a different call, actually.
Well, the call goes in the Leafs' favor. They will get a power play chance and a great opportunity to pull to within one. Phoenix up by a score of 3-1. Phaneuf back at the blue line. And a little bit of trouble there at the line. Korpikoski was right there. Clarkson going towards the front of the net. Shot comes up. Phaneuf. Holland. Clarkson parked off the edge of the crease as they work it around. Kadri looks. Kadri down low. Kadri, Clarkson, Holland all out there. Holland slides it down low. Kadri gets it out in front. Turning and shooting it just wide of the net was Holland. It comes up around the boards there to Phaneuf. Kadri looking. Waits. Shoots. Tried to whip it through. Clarkson in front of the net. Stumbled after the rebound and failed to negotiate contact. Pass comes across now. Kadri, top of the point. Phaneuf, he's got one. Phaneuf winding, shooting. Picked off by Smith. A rocket off the stick of the captain, and Smith had a good view of it and held on.
That's the difference. This time he saw the puck. The last time he didn't. And Clarkson battling in front to try to gain position. And good work here by McCulloch in the end to box out and win the battle there with Clarkson, and then the puck goes back to the point. Clarkson open this time, but the second time he pushes him right, and he's asking for a penalty for cross-checking.
Good battle going on there in front. Bozak up in the face-off. Van Riemsdyk couldn't get in there to claim the loose puck. And McMillan steers it up there, and he's going to pounce on that loose puck. Try to gum up the works a little bit while his team is shorthanded. 45 seconds to go in the power play. Long shot comes in from Gormley, and that was deflected up over the glass and into the netting.
Protect your engine at temperatures as low as 40 below with Mobil 1 Advanced Fuel Economy. Mobil 1. Energy lives here.
Well, Reimer, a bit of a surprise start for many Leaf fans, but he's been pretty solid tonight. Been victimized by a couple of very poor defensive plays. Phaneuf plays it across, and he will break in looking for the return feed. He's all the way up there into the corner now. jumping up after the puck. It's slapped at by Bozak. Puck there at the side. Van Riemsdyk was trying to get to the front. Phaneuf all the way back. And Kessel couldn't wheel that in. And it's chipped down the ice by Erat. 15 seconds to go in the Toronto power play. Here comes Kessel, gathering speed, hits the line. Kessel looking, dangles there a little bit, looking towards the front of the net. He's got Bozak down there. Shot comes in. Bozak with a dig at the rebound and just missed. Puck comes up around to Gardner, gets it down low. Bozak, pass was behind him. Team's back at even strength. Leafs pressing a little bit in the dying breath of that power play. Franson for Toronto. And he is crunched along the boards. Vitale had him in the crosshairs. This is Santorelli. Driving up towards the corner, slams on the brakes in a spray of snow. Santorelli looking for a bit of room and being badgered there by Reeder. Creeping up after it. Polak trying to get it around back of the goal. Kadri clears it up. Santorelli looking. Kadri ventures towards the slot. Puck in the corner there. Winnick being worked over to Santorelli. Santorelli comes off the boards. Suddenly with some room, he got a good shot away. And the loose puck picked up by Doan. And Doan up there was looking for Reeder, who was arcing across the neutral zone. And offside is called on Phoenix. Gardner got a chance. Lots of traffic down in front. Best look at it there in the rebound. Bozak.
Tyler Bozak almost had his 5th of the season, and he was in tight. You got to give the goaltender Smith credit, as this was a tremendous second effort to get back and reach back and just get enough of it with his glove to absolutely rob Bozak, who was in pretty tight. And Smith let the rebound out. Bozak almost cashed it. He just couldn't quite get the puck up over top of the glove. And Smith has been spitting out a few rebounds here in the second period, and the Leafs have to just keep going to the net. They will get opportunities in that area. Toronto's had a much better second half of this second period.
Clarkson, Holland, and Komarov out there for the Leafs, and yes, they have. That goal giving them a bit of spark. They've worked a little harder offensively, but still only the 1 goal to show for it, and only 17 shots on goal.
They're getting 3 in the first, though.
Yeah. And at one point, they had 5 shots on goal, only 2 of them from forwards. Puck rolling around, Holland up there. He will claim it. Komarov. Back to the line. Puck just floated in there by Phaneuf. Lots of traffic in front. It was Clarkson ended up down in the ice along with Murphy as they were battling. And meanwhile, the puck cleared down. Gagne trying to get up there after it. And the pass goes sailing astray right into the Phoenix bench. Pardon me, the Arizona bench. Don't.
You heard Chris talk about Komarov before the game and how Dave Nolanus went over to Finland to find him and make sure that he was a Toronto Maple Leaf this year. And the one thing people I don't think realize is how terrific he is in the locker room. And he's a funny guy. He keeps the guys loose, and the teammates really like Komarov. And I firmly believe last year he was missed in that area also. Sometimes we don't put enough emphasis on, yeah, you got to play on the ice, but being a good team guy is also extremely important in this business.
Well, I think anyone who's played any team sports realizes that. Yep. And you who played it at a pretty high level would probably realize that more than most. Not many great NHL teams that don't have a few of those guys.
Can't win without them. They're a big part of a locker room. You know, they're well liked. They can keep it loose at times and funny. Team first, which is the only way you win in any sport.
Here comes Kessel moving up. Shoots! Knocked away. Smith steered that out of harm's way. Kessel with that great wrist shot. Just snaps it.
One of the few players in the league that can score from that area.
Gardner moves it up. And that goes astray, and it will be an icing call. Just to close that thought off, and I know you're from a different era, and you go back a few days or a few years, but do you remember a guy who was probably the best leader who you played with on one of the many teams that
Brian
you played
Sutter.
with? Yeah?
He'd be one of them for sure. I mean, he backed it up on the ice all the time. I played with a lot of good leaders, but Brian was certainly one that was top of the class.
Off the face-off, puck comes back quickly over to Ekman Larsson. And Ekman Larsson all the way back across. McCulloch drills one in. Big rebound comes out. Irat back for McCulloch. Down to the final 30 seconds or so of this second period. Much better one for the Leafs. Irat comes in, shoots. Flick that one high and wide. Oh, and a stick coming up. That is going to be a penalty. It's going to go against the Leafs. Arizona get the extra attacker out there. Puck just fired wide by Ekman Larsson, who'd moved up. Extra attacker out there for Arizona. Dying seconds. Looking through. McCulloch shoots one up. Rebound picked up, centered out towards the front of the net. Klinkhammer was there, and play is whistled down. And it will be a penalty against the Leafs with 4.9 seconds remaining in this second period.
And that could be 4 minutes. Looks like Winnick's going to get it. Yep. As the stick comes up there, it catches him as he's going to get the puck. And just before this, I think the puck went out of play during the last sequence on the delayed penalty also and hit the mesh up above the glass. And that might be a break for the Toronto Maple Leafs here now with 4.9 seconds to go before the power play will start the second period, unless, of course, they can score in 4.9 seconds.
Just the 2 minutes go up. 4.9 seconds to go. Some coaches emboldened might pull the goalie in this situation. Dave Tippett hasn't. Puck comes back, moves over, Gagner shoots. Rebound comes off the boards and time runs out. Oh, they had enough time. And Gagner had a great look. So when we get things going in the third period for the first minute and 56 seconds, Arizona will be in the power play. Through two, Arizona out shooting Toronto 27-18 and leading them by a score of 3-1. Here again is Darren Millard. Thanks, Chris. And Chris, James Reimer, they're referencing the fact that he likes it when he's busy. Back when you played in the NHL, did you like to face a lot of shots? Did you like to face shots early? What was your approach?
Oh, I think most goalies enjoy the work when they're in the course of a hockey game. Those tough ones are when you don't get many shots, and then when you do get one, it's a good one. And that's the difficult way to play the game often for a goalie.
Here's Yandel. Arizona on the power play to start things off. They'll work it around. Mushing in there from the blue line was Bodker. Now he's got it again. Goes all the way across. Ekman Larsson pushed it wide. Comes up around to Bodker. Looks up. Doan is down low, just in behind the goal line. Vermette is in the slot. Puck comes across. Bodker with it. Lost possession. Plays a little catch there with Vermette. We saw them do that on an earlier power play. Yandel walks it across. Waits. Gets to that forehand. Shoots. That was knocked away. Comes back out. Yandel reloads. Fires. Tipped wide. Down into the corner. Ekman Larsson steers it up around back of the goal. Doan couldn't get to it, and it gets by Bodker and down the ice.
It's an impressive power play. They move the puck very quickly. They're not stationary, and they can really get the defense moving around.
Here comes Yandel, leading the rush. Flips it in over the line. Vermette looking for it down in the corner. They'll come back instead to Yandel. Fired it up. Gagner couldn't quite get a stick on it for the shot. Ekman Larsson gets it there along the wall. Irat slides it down low. Puck park right in front. Gagner, big chance. And Reimer with a nice stop. Got the pad on it. Back at the top of the point. Ekman Larsson waits. Yandel moves it across. Irat waiting. Ekman Larsson. Irat. They pass it around. Yandel fired it across now. Irat looks. Drops down low. Traffic in front. And the puck chopped away. Leafs holding the fort. And coming out now, Van Riemsdyk, penalized player, back onto the ice as Winnick steps out and gets right into the mix. He throws himself up there, trying to win that puck up along the boards. And Hansel will come away with it for Arizona. Moves it up ahead. Puck cleared in. Reimer out to park it. Teams at even strength. Early stages of this third period. And that's an icing call on Toronto. Leafs trailing 3-1. And Winnick nose to nose. Kessel coming in as well.
Well, Ekman Larsson got all tied up with Winnick on the boards, and I think that is why Phoenix are responding a little bit to that play. There's Joe Vitale in the mix. And before that, right in front of the penalty box. And here's actually Ekman Larsson on Van Riemsdyk. So that wasn't it. Or maybe afterwards. What that was all about, to be quite honest with you.
No penalties coming out of it.
And Ekman Larsson went to the players' bench after that attempted hit and looked like he was hurting a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on him.
This is Riley, moves it up. Bozak trying to come in over the line, couldn't. And Gardner will start up. Arizona on a change. Gardner, nice little stick handle through traffic. Penetrating up there towards the corner, gets it around down low. Gardner gets it back. Looking, slides it right across. Darting in was Van Riemsdyk. Kessel up there too. He couldn't get his stick on it. Van Riemsdyk couldn't chase it down either, and now a race for the puck out of his net to play it. Oh my goodness, it's a gong show as Reimer came out to try to play that and almost got caught against Reeder. Kessel gets it in over the blue line. Bozak shovels it in towards the net. Bozak poking it down low. Here's Yandel. Yandel moving it up. Doan tucks it down low. Reeder couldn't get to it. Hansel has it. Doan legs it over to the puck. Trying to chip it back to the blue line. He gave it away. Leafs back the other way. Oh, Clarkson was bodied heavily. Swooping up there now. Ashton gets it around. Kadri trying to get it back for Clarkson, who's right back into the mix up there. Clarkson battling hard, gets it around back of the goal. Leaping up, Kadri couldn't quite touch it. Loose puck there at the side. Chopped on goal, and that was stopped. And now driving down the right side, knifed on net by Klinkhammer.
And Call continuing to mix up his lines a little bit here as he did in the second period, trying to find some life and some combinations that may work within his group.
Riley tips it back. Stone. And it gets past Gagne. And play is whistled down with 15:11 to go in this third period.
Finger cooked tonight. Order from over 100 menu items at bostonpizza.com.
And James Reimer went for a little bit of a swim on this play as he chases it down and then ends up almost getting caught.
Here's Kessel with it. Back towards the line. Kessel snaps it across far side. Zipped in there by Franson.
The good news for Reimer, when you're a goalie and you make that play, you don't hesitate. You got to go, you go. And he was first to the puck. Unfortunately for Reimer, he ended up shooting it right into the opposition.
Whoops. Bozak up there looking for it. Couldn't get there in time. Kessel turns, tried to fire it quickly on goal, but it was blocked. Puck comes out to Doan. Rolling around. It comes to Franson, and he will play it back the other way. Smith. Long pass all the way up to the blue line. And Doan will wheel it in here along the boards. Now picked up by Reeder. Reeder gets it up for Vermette. He's got company, being watched by Pollock. And Vermette still. Pollock badgering him in the corner. Reeder trying to coax it loose. Vermette not to be denied. Centered it in front with the one-handed effort, but there was nobody home. And the puck pushed ahead. McCulloch will pick it up. and just ricochets it off the boards and down the ice, and an icing call on Arizona.
That bounced right over the stick of Gardner on that play, but still an icing call. And the Leafs throw Kadri and fresh bodies over the bench.
Kadri at center. And now
he's got him with Winnick and Santorelli, and now Dave Tippett's going to call a timeout to make sure that his body, the players on the ice, are rested enough for this draw.
Well, this Saturday on Hockey Night in Canada, it's the New York Rangers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. All get started at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time on CBC, Hockey Night in Canada. An original six matchup. We've had a few of those in the early going this year. This still something special, whether you're an old-timer or not, when it's that classic original six matchup. Kadri up in the faceoff. Winnick and Santorelli, the other two forwards out there for the Leafs. Carlisle just looking for a combination, as you mentioned earlier, Greg, that is maybe going to spark something here in this third period. Winnick works it across. Puck cleared in. Winnick, sharp angle, tried to catch Smith flat-footed. Kadri up there looking for it. Here's Yandel. McCulloch. Bodker. Up there with Gagne, but it's claimed by Riley, and he will set things up and start back for the Leafs. Played it up, got away from Winnick. Bodker plays it right back in. Kadri, long pass up. Winnick and Santorelli in over the blue line. That's Santorelli who was dumped, but he got the puck in deep, and no one can get up there for the Leafs in time.
And again, a terrific breakout by Toronto. They get into the Phoenix zone and they give it right to the goaltender, and out come Phoenix with an easy breakout.
Enough, get it up ahead. Panic zips one from that left side right into the chest of Smith, and he stops it and hangs on. Leafs trail by a pair here in this third period, but still lots of time to go on Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet. Anything for Hockey brought to you by Molson Canadian, diehard fan and proud partner of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, Dave Gagne's found a little bit of spark here in Phoenix after coming over initially from, through via the Edmonton Oilers, and gets a goal against Washington. His first goal as a Phoenix. There's an Arizona Coyote, and then gets another goal tonight for the Arizona Coyotes, and at the moment it stands.
Enough fired that one. It kind of wobbled through. It was a bit of a misfire. And Panik, among others, down around the front of the net, but not able to get a blade on it. Back up, fishing it loose. McMillan plays it back towards the blue line. Fired around, back of the goal. Vitale comes out. He's got some room. Vitale with McMillan in the slot. Gets it to him. Let the quick shot go, and Panik got in front of it. McCulloch plays it up along the boards. Vitale tied up by Gardner. Pollock trying to coax it loose as well. Ashton throwing it in there. Ashton coming in with Carrick. And out of harm's way, Murphy gets it back. Connor Murphy. Leafs on a change. Murphy will gain center ice and guides it down into the corner. Getting up there on top of it is Hansel. Slips the check. Hansel from the side trying to stuff it in. He's still alive. Hansel tried to get it back out for Erat, who was up there with him. And now Kessel for the Leafs. Kessel gets it to Van Riemsdyk. In over the blue line. Ricochets it off the boards. Van Riemsdyk coming up. Bozak up on the play as well. He's got it now. Slams on the brakes. Bozak looks around. He's got some room. Got straight in front of the net and rolled it through the blue paint. Down into the corner. Bozak looking around. Van Riemsdyk hoping for it. Bozak plays it back towards the blue line. Comes across. Riley fired one that was tipped into the glass. Leafs trying to get some pressure going here. Bozak plays it back towards the blue line, but it's tipped outside the blue line. Riley leaping back up. Zips it cross ice. Bozak was looking for it, so was Van Riemsdyk, but the puck is played back down into Toronto territory. Riley leaves it there. Robidas played it up ahead. Choked down there at center. Vermette getting it back in over the blue line. Nothing going there for Arizona. Puck played down. Enough. Gets it up along the boards. Komarov moved it up. Komarov looking for Holland, who was trying to thread his way through. Ekman Larsson. Phaneuf. Franson. And Phaneuf back to get it. Phaneuf with the lone Toronto goal, his first of the season.
Arizona now just sending one man in, clogging up the neutral zone and trying to defend this 2-goal lead.
Holland got it in, plays it across the ice, off the boards. Chipping at it quickly there was Winnick. Gardner bodied off the puck. Yandel plays it up. Puck up towards the corner. Korpikoski trying to dig it loose. Getting some help up there from Gagne, and it rolls to Reimer, who will hang on. Winnick, bit of a chance, but Murphy was there to get a stick on it.
Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey. Brought to you by Molson Canadian, die-hard fan and proud partner of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And some of the Leafs brain trust, past and present. Cliff Fetcher, who has a home down here in this area. Vermette. Wrist shot got away, just comes down off the glass. Doan gobbles it up. Doan with 8 points in the last 8 games he's played against the Leafs. And out there trying to chase the puck down. Getting some help. Reeder. Back for Doan. Doan tried to center it there. Got it right out towards Vermette, but knocked away. Now Vermette trying to chase it down. Gardner for the Leafs. Polak. Van Riemsdyk. Saucers it up. Kessel getting up there. Not able to gain control in the corner. Reeder. Here's Hansel. Long pass up. Hansel looking for it there at the blue line. Gardner got it away from him. This is Kessel for the Leafs. Tried to tip it past Erat. That didn't work. Breaking back in. Klinkhammer, backhand shot. That was stopped as he came exploding down that right side.
Klinkhammer's been an impressive player tonight. He's got some good wheels, Ed. A couple of times in this game, he's been able to go wide on the Leaf defense.
A guy who's paid his dues. He's an 8th-year pro, but last season was his first full NHL season. And he's playing like he wants to stay up this year. Murphy. Puck pushed away from him. Komarov's lost his stick, attempting to retrieve it. And meanwhile, the puck cleared down the ice, and an icing call in Arizona.
Oh, look at this Klinkhammer rush. And pretty good size, and he can really fly. And here's a good example here of the Kessel with a bad giveaway in the neutral zone, and that creates some speed, and Reimer shuts it right down, gets his paddle down, and great pad, and makes a save.
Kadri in the faceoff. Santorelli and Winnick out there with him. Winnick tried to fire it through. Vitale got in front of it. Kadri back to the point. Puck wristed in by Robidas. That was knocked down by Smith. Comes back out now for Riley. Punches it in. Didn't get a great bounce off the boards. Kadri trying to chase it down. Knocked away from him by Yandel. Kadri gets it back. Trying to shift his way towards the slot. He was spun around. Lost his footing and the puck.
I can tell you, the Phoenix Coyotes here are just ready to be had. They are sitting back, and if Toronto could just up their level a notch, I really believe that they could get back in this game and get Phoenix on the run. And Joe Vitale here with a big-time block, coming over from the Pittsburgh Penguins as a free agent. And he had a pretty good season last year in Pittsburgh, a 60% face-off man. And Arizona was hoping to get that out of him. So far, he's been just over 40% at the face-off dot for Arizona so far.
And he, by the way, he doesn't usually have the porn star mustache look. It's for Movember. A lot of the guys are starting to grow them in. Enough. Plays it up. Knocked in by Kessel. Puck rolls up towards the corner. Kessel shooting! Great chance there! And Smith was on the mark, and a penalty coming up is going to be a slashing call. And it is going to go against Phoenix. So opportunity knocking here for the Leafs. Will they be able to answer?
And again, it's just, you just feel it, that Phoenix are just sitting back waiting for something to happen. There is a slash as Bozak gets slashed going through, and then Kessel afterwards with a terrific chance. And Smith said to be very sharp in this second and third period for his team.
Puck rolls back. Kessel will play it in. Van Riemsdyk, Bozak, both out there. Puck comes back for Franson. Gardner looking, gets set. Kessel moves in, shoots. That stop, rebound comes out, scores! Franson. Big one for the Leafs. Franson gets it, and it's 3-2.
And that's what they needed. A great power play opportunity. Phil Kessel with the shot, and he just rifles it. You mentioned it very often, Paul. He's got so much on his shot as a goalie, you can't control a rebound. And Kessel walks in at his familiar spot here, rips it on Smith. And then a good job by Cody Franson just to sneak in quietly in the back door, and the puck arrives right on his stick. Here's the initial shot by Kessel. He gets it through. Van Riemsdyk might have tipped it over in front of the net, and when he did, oh, what a play by Van Riemsdyk. What a play by Van Riemsdyk as he shoved it across. Knew Cody Franson was coming in the back door, and Franson, last year he averaged 1.46 shots per game. This year so far, before tonight, 2.11. To give you an idea how Franson has upped his game in terms of his offense.
So this gets interesting. 6 minutes to go. Leafs battling back, scratching and clawing, down by 1. Big power play goal. Komarov, long pass up ahead. Clarkson was trying to get up there. And this becoming...
I could feel this one. Phoenix was just sitting back, falling asleep a little bit, and the Leafs just needed to keep going. And now Phoenix is on the run here a little bit, in my opinion.
Well, a similar plot line.
Arizona, sorry.
Yeah, a similar plot line to their game the other day against Washington, where they had a big lead, and it just started to slip away. Washington battled back and ended up only losing by 1. The Leafs are only down by 1 after Franson jumps in and buries it. Game review brought to you by The Brick, saving you more on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and big screen TV.
Gagne with a couple of goals his last 2 games. A big power play goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Smith's been pretty steady in goal for the Arizona Coyotes tonight. Remember,
Toronto's power play 20th in the league heading into tonight's game. They were 0 for 3 in their last game against Chicago. But they come up big tonight. So far, so good for the Leafs on the power play. But still 1 to the bad against Arizona. Puck pushed in by Yandel. Erat up there looking for it, along with Hansel. Oh, the puck rolled dangerously in front of the goal there. Hansel pushes one on net. Reimer stopping that. Erat after it. He was bumped along the boards. Winnick got a good piece of him, and the Leafs will swing back. Sniffing that tying goal as Phaneuf puts it in on goal, and it's stopped and held by Smith.
Well, you're going to see a heavy dose now of the Bozak line, as they are the one line now that's been getting things going for the Toronto Maple Leafs here in this third period. And the Leafs just have to keep pressuring Arizona in their zone, work on their defense, and they will give them some chances here with 4:53 to go.
Komarov, Clarkson. Puck pushed around.
It'll be interesting to see when Randy Carlyle pulls his goaltender.
Holland also out there, got it up for Clarkson.
How early?
Robida. Good job to keep it into the blue line. Now Leafs need to get in there and generate a forecheck, but that's tough to do with Smith handling the puck so well.
What a play again, right through the middle, just waits.
Icing call on Arizona, 4:30 to go.
He is so incredible with the puck. I mean, I've watched him do it so many times throughout his career, but how do you defend against this? He's just like another defenseman when he gets behind the net, and that extended trapezoid only helps. Here he is, looks, peeks, boom, right up the middle, a perfect pass, tape to tape to Vitale, and Arizona's out of their zone.
Puck comes back. Phaneuf shoots. Traffic in front. It was tipped. Van Riemsdyk was right there. Guess who with the screen? Phaneuf. Over to Franzen. Plays it up off the boards now. Van Riemsdyk. Phaneuf at the blue line. And not able to keep it in. And play is whistled down. And a penalty coming up. It's going to go against the Leafs.
I think he's going to get it for grabbing the puck. And Phaneuf can't believe it. Before this, Van Riemsdyk, this is what he's been doing all game long. Right in front of the, look how hard he works to get to the front of the net. And Smith had to be very sharp on that play as Van Riemsdyk's been driving him crazy.
Oh, 4:08 to go, and a bit of a step back for the Leafs. They had some momentum going.
Sure did, and then this penalty by Phaneuf, and this is a big part of the game now.
Puck comes back. Ekman Larsson, nifty little move to keep it in. Bodker back for Ekman Larsson. Over to Bodker. Waits. Shoots. Wrist shot tipped in front, and it just rolled wide. Bodker. It's a delay of game penalty on Phaneuf.
And he closed his hand on the puck and put it down. And that's a careless play by Phaneuf when his team has some momentum trying to get back in this game.
Here comes Yandel flying down the middle. In over the line, chips it up towards the corner. Yandel up there, works it around, back in the net for the veteran, Shane Doan. Drops it back, Yandel couldn't get to it, Robida. Breaking it up there for the Leafs, trying to get it out, couldn't that time, but still battling hard along the wall and gets it back, and the puck cleared out. Smith. Lots of time to go in this Arizona power play, 1:05. Yandel. Tucked it up there in the wing. Erat up towards the corner. Here's Erat looking. He's got Hansel down there. Goes all the way across for Yandel. Tried to chop it in on goal. That was Franzen who got in front of it. Ekman Larsson. Yandel passing it up. Darting up there was Gagne. He couldn't get his stick on it. Puck rolls around. Ekman Larsson up. Gagne sends it up around the boards. Hansel races over. Puck knocked down. Erat looking for it. Batted ahead. Comes over to Ekman Larsson. Had to take the pass on the backhand. Gains control now. Gagne top of the point. Yandel couldn't handle the pass. Gets it up back of the goal. Hansel lets it go up around. Gagne. Hansel. And they just ring it around the boards back and forth. Nothing developing there, and that will about do it for the Arizona power play.
That's a huge kill for the Maple Leafs. And lots of time here still as Phaneuf comes out of the penalty box.
2 minutes to go. Leafs down by 1.
And we should catch up to this penalty because it's just a play that, I mean, Dion knows better than this. It's a play that you don't normally see officials call, mind you. And there's the play. Oh no, he just picked it up and grabbed it, put it down again, and got caught as there was some pressure towards Phaneuf. And I know what he was thinking. If I don't do it and grab onto it, the player forechecking might be gone the other way.
Bozak, Van Riemsdyk, and Kessel. Kessel works it up. Phaneuf from the sharp angle. Got it there back of the net. Leafs really pressing now. Bozak trying to hold that puck loose. Comes up and around. Gardner works it across. Phaneuf back to Gardner. Top of the point. Shoots. That was blocked. Getting out in front of it there was Korpikoski. Puck cleared back in towards the corner. And it'll bounce down. And is finally batted out.
Hit with a high stick and then batted out.
Gardner played it over. Bozak couldn't come in. Back the other way. Wrist shot pushed in on goal there by McCollum. Pardon me, that's Reeder. Reeder up after it. Doan in the slot. Vermette down low. Van Riemsdyk ranging down that left side. And the Leafs get the goaltender out, the extra attacker on, under a minute to go. Leafs pressing to tie it. Empty net to shoot at here. Vermette couldn't get by Franson. Puck rolls. Reeder banks it off the boards and hit the linesman. And the Leafs will start back. Extra attacker gaining the blue line. Riley moves up. Fires it up around back of the goal. Holland up there. Van Riemsdyk comes back around to Riley. Morgan Riley in the corner. Centers it. It bounces around. Scramble in front. Net comes off its moorings. Puck fired in, and play is finally called. What a jam down there in front of the goal.
And the key is the official is saying that this faceoff's going to go outside because it was a Leaf player that knocked it out. So with 29 seconds to go, that's a big call at this part of the hockey game. And let's have a look. Holland's in there. Yep. No doubt about it that it's going to be, I believe, Van Riemsdyk that knocks this net off.
Yep.
Right there. And that's why the face-off is outside. That's a good call by the official. Toronto has their timeout left. Will they take it? I would think so. There we go. Andy Carlisle wants to set up a face-off alignment with a puck outside the blue line.
Well, Leafs had a first period to forget.
A better second.
A better second, and they are pressing here in the third. Down by 1, 31 seconds to go.
And in the back of the Arizona Coyotes' mind, of course, is the way they finished the game in Washington on Sunday, where they almost blew the lead, got away with it. And one of the reasons why the story is different tonight is Mike Smith has been sharp. Dubnyk played the last game. Smith had a rest in the last game of the road trip, and he has come back in this game and has been a difference maker here tonight. No doubt about that, let alone the way he's handled the puck.
Holland, Bozak, Van Riemsdyk, Gardner, Kessel, Phaneuf out there for Toronto. Let's see what they can do. Phaneuf plays it in. Smith out there to get it, rings it up around the boards, not out. Phaneuf keeps it in, bounces it up to the top of the slot. Gardner had a chance there, but it wobbled away from him. He wasn't able to keep it in. Phaneuf back after it. 8 seconds to go. Here's Gardner. Launches it up there. Holland trying to come in, and that will do it. The Leafs fall to the Arizona Coyotes 3-2.
And the lesson here for the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's a lesson in this league. The league is too good. You have to play 3 periods. And Toronto did not get their game going until it was too late here in Arizona tonight.
Smith with 28 saves, Kessel with a couple of assists, and Gagne with 1 goal. 3 stars brought to you by Molson Canadian, diehard fan and proud partner of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Smith was solid. His puck handling abilities, well, as solid as they always are. Phil Kessel with a couple of assists, another big night from the Leafs offensive leader, and Sam Gagne scoring his 2nd goal in as many games. So the Arizona Coyotes with a 3-2 victory. Some good goaltending at both ends, really. But in the end, it was Phoenix taking advantage, and they sink the Leafs here in the desert. There. Final score 3-2, Arizona over Toronto. Rangers and Leafs coming up. Hockey Night in Canada on Saturday, but for tonight, that is it. We bid you so long from Arizona.